Did someone just say something? Okay. Welcome. My name is Stephanie Comella, and we're here with PD Active in a neuro-movement class, which is sort of a class that encompasses all things healthy movement for your nervous system, mostly floor-based movement, and then incorporating our sensory organs, our eyes, our vestibular system, our proprioception in our skin, and working our brain. We're going to start by laying on the floor. So go ahead and make your way down to the mat. Make sure you have ample space to move around in. And if you know yourself to use props, make sure that you grab your props nearby, maybe a pillow, if you like to have a pillow underneath your head. I have a yoga bolster that I like to use. And we'll start just laying on your back. You can use your pillow or not. Yeah. And we'll start how we start most classes around here, with a little bit of gentle rocking of your knees right and left. And then also checking in with our bodies. How are we feeling today in our bodies? Maybe it's the first time today you've thought about your body. As you're moving your knees right and left, noticing any sort of stiffness in your low back or in your hips or even in your ankles as they roll from side to side. And just giving yourself maybe 10 more seconds to explore this simple movement and explore how your body is feeling. Great. Walk your heels in a little bit more if you sort of shifted away. And we're going to have your feet directly underneath your knees. So your shins should be vertical to the mat. Let's have your palms facing up and your collarbones wide. Bridge your hips up towards the ceiling for that first bridge, and then articulate your spine coming down. So we start at the top of your spine and roll one vertebrae at a time until your pelvis comes down to the floor. And we'll do that again. Press the hips up. Roll the spine down one vertebrae at a time. We go heavy through your ribs, and then each and every segment of your spine gets an opportunity to place itself longer. We'll work through that at a pace that makes sense for you. You can go as fast or slow as you feel like you want to enjoy the suppleness of this exercise. And I really enjoy the component of this articulating bridge where I can almost feel the muscles of my back, the ones that run along the spine. There's sort of, the fluid is sort of getting squished out of them as they get heavier on the mat. And the fluid kind of squishes out like it would if you were trying to squeeze all the toothpaste out of a toothpaste tube. I don't know. These are the wild musings that happen in my brain when I'm doing movements. Maybe you can humor me. Last one here. Good. Excellent. Slide your feet out just a little bit further. So now that your shins are at an angle, and we're going to take your left foot and slide it behind the right. And let your knee drop all the way down to the ground. And you might feel a stretch on your left hip flexor, left inner thigh, something there. And then replace that foot where it came from. Your right leg is going to slide underneath and reach your right knee down to the mat. And feel the stretch in the right hip. Okay, if it pulls on your back, you don't have to lie the leg all the way down, all the way. Just go ahead and do the left leg now, alternating your sides. Just go until a point where you feel some sort of movement or stretch in the hip. We'll do a couple more here, alternating sides. Yeah. Good. I'm going to do one more to the right. And then on the next one, I'm going to thread the left leg through. From here, we're going to bridge your right hip off the mat, but look over your left shoulder. I'm sorry, look over your right shoulder. So it's like your right hip came forward, you're rolling onto your left hip, but your shoulder sort of stayed in place and said, okay, I'm going to not let myself go into that full rotation, full rollover. Lower the hip down, replace your left foot where it came from. Right foot slides behind the ankle, the knee comes down, press through your left hip. So the left hip comes off the ground, you're rolling onto your right hip and look over your left shoulder so you get rotation through the whole system there. Nice. We'll go ahead and alternate between those two. So replacing your right foot. Left leg threads, bridge the hips, look over your shoulder. And of course, you can go faster or slower than I'm going. I kind of go at like a medium tempo to support everyone in the group. Beautiful. I'm going to go one more time each side. Thread and rotate. I always love this one. It feels so good on the back. Oh, body yawn and mouth yawn. Reaching and opening up. Love it. And then return. Slide your legs out all the way. So your legs are out long. And we're going to point your feet and dorsiflex your feet. Point your feet and dorsiflex your feet. Go ahead and move through. Again, like pushing on the gas pedal, pulling the top of the foot towards your shin. And as you're working through this, I would just ask that you try to work all the way through the tippy parts of your toes. So when you're pointing, you're really going all the way through into the arch. And then when you dorsiflex, pull everything up. Your shins should burn a little bit. We're going to do 2 more there and then finish in dorsiflexion. Right knee comes in towards your chest, grab behind your right thigh. We'll kick your right heel up towards the ceiling. Point your right foot and bend it into tabletop. Flex the right foot and kick the heel up. Squeeze your kneecap, point the foot, and then draw it in. All right. So dynamic hamstring stretch. Stretching the thigh, the muscle behind your leg, but we're doing it in a moving way. So it's dynamic. Squeezing your kneecap. Getting your quad to activate in opposition of your hamstring. Let's do 2 more. Yep, last one. Beautiful. We're going to take that right leg, pass it into your left hand. Right leg, pass in the left hand. Let the leg drape over. So you're going to cross and twist. And again, looking over your right shoulder. Now, only go as far as feels comfortable for you. I understand this can get quite intense for some individuals, so just do what feels good. Go ahead and bring yourself up. Slide that right leg out where it came from, and we'll do the same process on your left side. So bending left knee into tabletop, dorsiflex both feet. We have active feet all the way through and through. Left heel up towards the ceiling, squeeze your quad, squeeze your kneecap, point your foot, and bend the knee into tabletop again. Flex the foot and kick, point the foot and draw. Flex the foot and kick, point the foot and draw. Nice. Flex the foot and kick, point the foot and draw. You got 3 more. Point. 2 more. Yeah. And last one. Beautiful. Left knee is going to pass into your right hand. Pull the right leg across the body. Let yourself twist and roll, looking over your left shoulder. And again, intense stretch for the twist of your spine. So just do what feels right for you. Good. Roll yourself back and bring it on down. We're going to go, both legs are going to bend again into your hook lying position. Hands down by your side. We're going to do more of an activation of your hamstrings here. We just stretch them. We're going to now work them in a way. If this doesn't feel right for you, peel it back a little bit for just a normal bridge. I'm going to add in some layers for difficulty. Press the hips up towards the ceiling and hold. Widen through those collarbones and send your knees over your toes. So level 1 is a normal hip bridge. We tap the hips down and then press the hips up, tap the hips down, press the hips up. That's level 1. Okay. We'll do that 4 more times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. On the last one, juicy articulation on the way down. Very nice. We're going to take a break off of the glutes and hamstrings and do a little bit of abdominal work. Go ahead and bring your arms up towards the ceiling. Separate your fingers quite far so you get energy out through the limbs. We're going to take the eyes down the cheekbones. Follow your eyes so that your chin nods. Then your head will lift. Then the head and shoulders come up and we come into a trunk curl with the hands reaching towards your shins. Okay. Release yourself down. Again, back onto your back. We start with the eyes dropping down, chin drawing in, curl your head and shoulders up. So you're working both neck abs and abdominal abs, and then return all the way down. We're going to do that a couple more times. Eyes, chin, head, shoulders, curl up and return. Good. Eyes, chin, curl up. I did not signify neutral or imprinted spine. So just go with what you normally, what your body did by default. For right now, pull. Good. We have 2 more of these little trunk curls here. Eyes, chin, curl up. Excellent. Last one. Eyes drop down, chin draws in, and curl. Great. And release. Hands down by your side, bridging. Round 2. I'm going to add on the challenge should you choose to accept it. Okay, I'm going to add on the challenge should you choose to accept it. Go ahead and press your hips up towards the bridge. If you want to watch first, keep your hips down and just watch and then jump in when you're ready. We're going to dorsiflex the feet and we're going to walk one foot out a little bit. We'll walk the other foot out a little bit. Walk the one foot back to the start position, back to the start position, and then hips go down. Maintain your dorsiflexion, okay? Press the hips up. Walk one foot out. You decide how far. Other foot out. You decide how far. Bring it back in. And then hips come down. Again, lift. You decide how far out those steps go. Obviously, the farther out, the harder it is for those hamstrings. Try to keep your hips high throughout the set. Here we go. Drive, walk out, staying on the balls, on the heels, lifting up the balls of the feet. Tap down. You have 3 more cycles. Press, reach, in, down. Nice job. Up, out, in, down. One more time, please. Up, out, in, and down. Nice job. You can let your knees go right and left. Shake it out. Good. We're going to do abdominal exercise round 2. Again, if round 2, I'm going to layer in a new layer. If it's too much for today, for whatever reason, you can always go back to what we did the first time through. Arms up towards the ceiling. We're going to bring one leg in tabletop and then the other leg in tabletop. In this position, note for yourself, did your low back press into the ground or did it maintain slightly lifted off of the ground? I don't really care which one happened, but what I do care about is that you maintain that same position or shape throughout the rest of the exercise. Okay, so if you lifted your legs up and your back squished into the mat, you're going to keep that squish the whole time. Vice versa, if you lift up your legs, nothing really changed. There's a little bit of space in your low back. As long as you're engaged and holding that space, I'm happy. Trunk curls, eyes go down, chin nods, head curls up, draw up into your abdominal curl. Good. And then return down nice and slow. Eyes come up towards the ceiling. Inhale at the top. Exhale, eyes, chin, curl. Where the eyes go, the body goes. And then return, working your neck abs with your trunk abs. Eyes, chin, curl. Return. We're going to go eyes, chin, curl. You got it. 3 more. Eyes, chin, curl. Good. Core centering team. Nice job. 2 more. Eyes, chin, curl. 1 more time. Eyes, chin, curl. Return. 1 leg goes down. The other leg goes down, and you can shake it out if you'd like. And any sort of shake out, I always like the twisting. All right, we're going to go through bridging again and trunk curls again. One last time, round 3. I layer in the last challenge. You can do what we did in round 1, which was just the bridge. Round 2 was the walkout. Round 3, you're going to do 2 steps out and 2 steps in. Okay, so you're almost going like fully out as long. It's called a long bridge, trying to get your legs to go out as far as you can while still maintaining your hover. If you want to watch the first one, feel free to watch the first one and then jump in when you're ready. So we're going to start with normal bridge. Press the hips up. We walk out, out, and then again, out, out. How straight can you get those legs while still maintaining a little hover? And then 2 steps in to reset yourself. Here we go. Lift, walk out, out, and then again, out, out, and then again, in. Good, and then return. Now, I understand that you can probably do small steps, and that's fine. Only you will know how you're challenging yourself. So just make sure that you're getting to a point, like how far out can your legs go? And what that extra step sort of does for your brain is you kind of go out and then you're like, okay, I'm going to go a little further. Okay. Versus the 1 step where it sort of just, you almost commit to the single step and you don't even question whether or not you can go further, right? We want to almost like trick our brain into saying, okay, let's go a little bit more. Yes. 2 more cycles. Here we go. Up, reaching. That's it. And down. 1 more time. If you're working your low back, your glutes, your hamstrings, should all be working for you. Good. Nice job. Hips down, wiggle it out. Once you finish your last one, there you go, Francesca. Nice. Okay, different way to work the hamstrings, yeah? Trunk curls, round 3. Remember, you have lots of options. Legs down, trunk curls, legs up in tabletop trunk curls. The last one here we're going to do in Pilates, it's called the 100, which is meant to pump your breath and sort of wake up your nervous system if you haven't already woken up your nervous system, all right? So what we're going to do is we're going to curl ourselves up and you're going to pulse your arms at a quick tempo. So it's like boom, 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 okay? You will inhale through your nose for 5 counts and then exhale through your mouth for 5 counts, okay? So it's like inhale 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's how fast it goes. Now, I'm not going to be hyper specific on how you inhale for 5 counts or how you exhale for 5 counts. Just see if you can inhale for the duration of the 5 counts and exhale for the duration of the 5 counts. We're going to do 3 sets and then rest our necks and then come up again 3 sets and rest our necks and so on and so forth. Okay. And we're going to try to get to, let's see, 3 sets would be 30. We're going to try to do 4 sets total. Okay. Sounds good. Here we go. Legs down or in tabletop, your choice. Curl eyes down, chin in, curl up. Here we go. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. So we did 3 cycles and then we get to rest, at least our head. That's hard. That's a lot to think about, right? Brain, breathing, movement. Here we go. Arms up. Make sure that you're looking between your thighs the whole time. Eyes down, chin in. Here we go. Get set. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Look down at your knees. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower down. That was 30. 3 sets or 30 counts, right? Round 2. Here we go. Chin, eyes down, chin and curl up. Pulse. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Looking at your knees. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release out. Remember, your eyes go, your body will go where your eyes go. So if you look up, you're gonna not want to, you're reflexively not going to curl your neck. Last set. Eyes down, chin draws, curl up. Here we go. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release all the way down. Legs come down and send your knees right and left. So technically, you did more than the 100. You did 120. Did I count that right? 3 sets times 4, yes. All right, from here, let's go ahead and roll over onto your side. A little bit of hip mobility laying on your side. You can either make a pillow with your bottom arm or use an actual pillow. All right. And go ahead and make sure that your feet are dorsiflex, so you're active all the way through the bottoms of your feet. Your bottom arm and especially your bottom leg are pressing down into the ground so that you can stabilize. All right, so you can use your hand up top to help find the sweet spot, but then once you find it, bring your hand onto your hip. Okay, we're going to turn your toes up towards the ceiling and then let them close back down. It's just like itty bitty movement. Rotating the thigh open and then rotating down. Okay, so hopefully you can see sort of in my foot, the thigh rolls open and then the knee and foot come forward. Knee and thigh go open, knee and foot go forward. Knee and thigh go open, knee and foot go forward. Nice. And it's this little bitty muscle, hip rotator in like very deep in your hip. Okay, adding on, we're going to go external rotation. Now point that top foot, arch through the foot, the toes, slide the leg up the inseam of your pants. Okay, I call this the Peter Pan. We're going to kick up towards the ceiling. Flex the foot, which I know you can't see, but I'm flexing my foot, and then reach your leg all the way down and make it longer than your other leg. You're still in external rotation, yes? Point the foot, slide it up the inseam of your pants. Work your mobility here. If you want to hold onto your thigh to help you get a little higher through that leg, flex your foot and then lower it all the way down. A little quicker tempo if you want it. Draw up, kick, flex, and lower. Work that mobility in your hip joint. Point, drag in external rotation, kick, flex, and lower. And notice I brought my hand in front just reflexively because I was like starting to get weeble wobble. We're going to drag up again, flex on the way down. 2 more here, please. Point, drag, kick, flex, and lower. Nice. Point, drag, kick, flex, and lower. We're going to reverse it. How's your brain on that one? Keep your dorsiflexion. We go up, point, fold, slide out, flex, lift, point, fold, slide out. Flex, kick, point, bend, and slide. You got it. Flex, kick, point, bend, slide. 2 more. Flex, kick, point, bend, slide, flex, kick, point, bend, and slide. Nice job. Bend the knees in. You can give your hip a little bit of a massage. Got something in my eye if I look like I'm winking weirdly. There we go. And we're going to press ourselves up. We're going to switch to the other side, but I do like having dynamic transitions between the sides as opposed to just rolling over. Pick your poison. If you want to roll over, that's fine too. Go ahead and make a pillow with your bottom arm. Let's see if I can get my feet in the equation here. Picture. Yeah. All right. So we're going to dorsiflex our feet to start. Top hand can either be down for stability or hand on your hip. Press your bottom arm and your bottom leg down into the ground so that when we start moving this top leg, you have a foundation to stabilize into. We're just going to start with that little bitty external rotation and internal rotation, external rotation and internal rotation. It's small, but those rotators are really important to maintain their flexibility and strength. They're important for hip rotation when you're walking in gait. One more time, external rotation and hold. Point that foot, draw in the inseam of your pants, kick up towards the ceiling, use the assist with your hand if you need to. Flex your foot and reach it out long, long, long. You're still in external rotation. We're going to point, drag, kick, flex, and lengthen. Point, draw, kick, flex, and lengthen. And I was not a dancer, but I always feel like I can channel my childhood dreams of being a ballerina when I do this exercise. All right. So really long and active feet. Last one. Love it. Switch the direction. So remember, we're going to dorsiflex toes to nose as you kick up, then point as you bend, slide the foot out to match the other. Flex, kick, point, fold, and slide. Nice job. Flex, kick, point, bend, and slide. Nice job. Little coordination between all those feet and leg movements, right? We work our brain. Last two. And one more time. Flex, kick, point, drag, and reach. Excellent job. You can bring your hand down, draw your knees in, press yourself up, and we're going to be in your Z-sit. To get everyone on the same page, we're going to do Z-sit with legs right. As I always share, if you feel like this is uncomfortable for you, you can always sit on a pillow. That will prop your hips up over your knees and give your knees a little bit more space and your hips a little bit more space. Okay. If this is like absolutely off the table, you can sit in a cross-legged position. I'm going to do it without the pillow though. I think y'all are there too. All right. We're going to have left hand out to the side, right hand on your hip. Femur rolls. This is your femur, your thigh bone. So we're going to roll the femur to the front part of the hip socket, kind of like in my mind, I think like this. And then we'll pull the femur bone to the back part of the socket as your booty meat comes down onto the ground. Okay, so your butt cheeks start to touch the floor. And if they don't touch the floor, that's okay. We're going to work towards that. You can also put like a little, we talked about this at the end of class last week, putting the towel underneath your bum. So it gives your brain a target and something to feel for what that means to settle the hip in its socket. Okay, hip forward, roll it to the front part of the socket, and then hip rolls back, drop it into the back part of the socket. Now, as you're working for this, we're going to go forward and back. It's important to recognize the difference between the movement in the femur here and just the spine kind of flexing back as you sit the hip back. So trying to keep your spine relatively straight
and moving in the hip joint. Okay, self-assess for that. We'll go 2 more. And last one. Very good. Hands will come back. Walk your legs out straight. Fold the other leg back behind you. And we're now in Z-sit with legs left. Okay, however you want to get that switch on. Right hand out to the side, other hand on your hip. Femur rolls. The hip comes forward in the socket and then settle the hip into the socket posteriorly and down. Booty meat comes down to the mat or down towards the towel or something that your brain can target towards. So if you're not actually touching the mat, like I said on the other side, throw the pillow under there, throw a dog toy, throw a towel. Give your brain something to perceive. Just like the Energizer pug over there, huh? Nonstop. Yes, hip forward, hip back. 2 more. And last one. Beautiful. Nice job. We're going to cartwheel the arm behind us and come into crab. Come into crab. Nice. All right. In crab position, we're going to shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. This feels so nice to be able to stretch your upper back into a little bit of flexion. Push through the heel of the hand, lift your heart, and maybe even bring your eyes to the ceiling. Like I said before, where your eyes go, your body goes. So if you want to be in extension, you want to be in lift, bring your eyeballs through your eyebrows. And if you want to be in flexion, we'll go ahead and move into flexion. You can bring your eyes to the belly button, let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. Yes, let your shoulders shrug. I don't know, shrugging, yes. Open yourself up into that extension, collarbones wide, lifting through the chest, eyes up, and we'll oscillate between those 2 extremes. Flexion with the eyes down, shoulders shrug up towards your ears, and then extension, heart lifted, shoulders out of your ears, eyes up. Go ahead and move through that. It's like a cat, cow, but upside down. 2 more. Last one. Nice job. Legs go forward, dorsiflex your feet, and we'll come up into a seated position here. Okay. I know that long sitting is very challenging, right? Especially if you have tight hamstrings. The objective of this sitting position, I want you to be on the bony part of your sit bone. So a couple different hacks to get you there. You can bend your knees and then rock your hips a little bit until you feel yourself on the bony part of your hips. Okay. If that doesn't work, because that's really the fastest way. You can also get yourself up on top, right? And then you're like, oh, wow, that's just a lot easier to sit up on my sit bones if I can be a little bit more upright. Okay. Pick which one you like. If you need that little extra assist, like I said, we always want to be making our bodies not comfortable, but able to like settle into the position. If we're straining so much all the time, our body's never really going to get there. Okay. Grab onto the front of your thighs if you need to help you get a little bit more on top of those sit bones. We're going to take your right arm up towards the ceiling, cross it over to the left shin, slide down that left shin. See how far you can go. Push off of your hand that's on your left knee and look over your shoulder. Yes. Release, bring yourself fully upright, nice and tall posture. Left hand's going to cross over to your right. Slide it down to the outside of your ankle bone. You can flex in your spine, that's fine. Push off your right knee and look over your right shoulder. Remember, your body will go where your eyes go. So if you take your eyes, at least in the rotation, your body will go there too. Bring yourself upright. Right hand crosses over to left. Slide out. Push into your rotation. Adding some flavor here. So we're pushing off your left hand, yes? Left hand is going to stretch back behind you as if you're reaching for something. And I want you to look where that left hand is. Yeah, look at that left hand. You should be able to see your left hand. If you can't see your left hand, bring your hand into view. Return, everything comes upright. Right hand comes across. Slide it down. If you want the add-on, right, I think I said that wrong, but all of you said that, did it right. Right arm is going to rotate open and look behind you. Again, you need to be able to see your hand. I don't want your hand to be disappearing in the abyss. It's up. Good. Return and lift. Okay, this is called saw in Pilates. And I think it comes from the idea that you're going to be, instead of sawing off your ankle bone, you'd be sawing off your pinky toe. I know some of us may not get all the way to the pinky toe, but we can have that illusion of reaching and sawing through one. You can use the leverage of your foot to help you rotate open behind. Go ahead and move into that next repetition. That arm is lifting up towards the corner of the room where the ceiling meets the wall. So it's lifted. Return, reset. I know I'm going slow for a reason. We rotate again, 3 more times here. Saw off your ankle bone or your toe for, well, I don't know why you'd want to, but here we are. Rotate open. The hand is reaching up to the corner of the room where the ceiling and the wall meet. Return yourself back to your vertical. Last 2, we slide forward and across. Exhale all of that air so you have room to rotate, twist and open. You will love this one over time. I know if you hate it right now, don't worry, you'll love it over time. Bring it up. Last one, we cross over, saw, rotate through. Eyes up, follow your hand behind you. And return and release. Nice job. Shake out those legs. We're going to cross them. Cross them into a cross-legged position. And I won't micromanage you, but I do want you to note which leg you have in front. Okay, just note which leg you have in front. If you want me to keep track for you, I have my left leg in front. Okay, we're going to rock over the top of your shins so you can use your hands behind you for a little bit of a boost. Yes, it's not super comfortable the first couple times. You almost get a little acupressure point in your calf. And then we'll sit back down. And we're going to do 3 to 5 times over the same orientation with the legs. Nice and slow. If you're feeling it to be impossible to get over the top, you can sit on a pillow. That will give you a boost off the back end. So I said 3 to 5 rolls, depending on how quickly you move. Again, I'm going medium speed. Or what I think would be medium speed. If you finish your 5 before me, no big deal. A couple of extra reps aren't going to hurt. Good. Hands come behind. Switch your front leg. One side always feels funny. So again, if you wanted to keep track, you'd now have your right leg in front. Boost yourself up and over your shins and then roll back. And the tighter you can get your legs, the better, so that your shin bone of one leg massages. Massage, I don't know, arguably interesting word choice there, but massages this specific acupressure point in the back of your calf. Or like your low, it's like low calf, high ankle. And we'll go 3 to 4, 3 to 5 rolling through that way. Yeah, maybe one more time. Nice job. Come all the way forward and we'll stay there. Coming into your hands and knees position. Beautiful. All right, bringing in a little bit of shoulder work, which we may get into more detail next week, depending on who comes to class. We're going to do some shoulder collarbone rolls here. Let your sternum drop towards the mat and your shoulders shrug up towards your ears. Slide the armpits down the sides of your body and push the ground away through the pinky side of your hand. Wow, that was a lot of description in one sentence. Shoulders shrug up, collarbones drop, or sternum drops. Slide the armpits down the sides of your body and push the ground away with the pinky side of your hand. Go ahead and move through that several times here. Now, a couple things I want you to be mindful about in your own body. This is a scapula or shoulder blade mobility exercise. So we want to localize it there. Don't fake yourself out by bending your elbows. So make sure your elbows stay straight. And try not to let your head do the motion, all right? Your head is attached to your spine, which is sort of all moving in one piece. The scapulas are moving about the spine. Okay. We'll go 2 more of those scapulas. Yep, last one. Come onto your elbows. We'll go knees wide, toes together, sit back for a frog stretch. This will be, maybe you'll feel this in your inner thighs. And if you feel like you have some space in there to rock, go ahead and rock. Ooh, this is another one. Never a bad idea, right? Yeah. And I'm assuming anyone with a hamstring injury may have a little bit of tightness in their adductors too. Okay, one more time. Okay, good. Slide those knees underneath you. So now they're back underneath your hips. We had them wide for the adductor stretch, and then we're coming onto our hands again. Separate your thumb and pinky sides, thumb and pinky, so that your fingers are wide. Find your scapular position that's strong, so pushing the ground away. This will help you connect into your core. We're going to bring the knees all the way narrow in together. Right leg is going to slide back, and then we'll hover your toes off of the ground. Okay, so you went from a 4-point stance to a 3-point stance. We're balancing, right, Alana? Bring that knee in. Same thing on the other side. We slide the foot back first to establish length in the leg, and then float your foot up. And then return it back underneath you. Try to keep your dorsiflexion. So as you slide the foot back, this is a nice way to kind of establish that dorsiflexion in your ankles. And then when you lift your leg, keeping the top of your foot towards your shin, Alana. Dorsiflex your foot when it's in midair. There you go. And then bring it in. Slide back, dorsiflexion, and float. Okay, nice. And return. Because when you're standing on one leg, right, we're dorsiflexed. When you're standing on the ground, unless you're a point ballerina. One more time on each side, minimizing the drama as you shift from right to left. Elbows are straight, push the ground away, please. There we go. Bring it in and release. We're going to come on up to a low kneeling position where your hips are on your heels. Or if that's too much for your knees, you can come into a high kneeling position. Reach your arms forward and give yourself a big backstroke. And I realize I'm halfway out of the camera frame, but I think you get the gist of what we're doing here. Just a big backstroke, opening up the shoulders. As you work through this movement in your shoulders, notice what your body does by default in order to get that space. And I'll give you a little clue. It's nice to let your shoulders shrug up towards your ears when you bring them back and up. Let that happen. Let your scapulas move. 2 more. And last one. Okay, we're going to come on down to the mat. Round 2 of your 3-point stance. So 4-point to 3-point. We're going to kick the leg back. I'm going to add on a little bit of a challenge if you'd like to accept it. Knees together. Hands are underneath your shoulders. Go ahead and slide your left leg back behind you. Make sure you establish that dorsiflexion in your foot. Float the thigh up towards the ceiling. Now, you can use your camera or any sort of reflection in your house. We're going to bend your knee so that your heel comes towards your bum. When that happens, do not let your knee get droopy. So we want to try to hold that thigh up. And we're just going to kick out and pull in, kick out and pull in. Again, keeping your thigh horizontal towards the mat. And we're here for an extended period of time, so you get some work in your right hip and your left hamstring. And of course, always pushing the ground away. There you go. Dorsiflex that foot. Keep it active the whole time. You got 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Slide the knee in. Sit back if you need a quick little break off the wrist. Roll it out. And then we're coming back again. I think, you know, even if we didn't bring in the sensory work, right? It's just like all the paying attention to all the specifics. It's a good brain body workout. All right. Right leg goes back. Dorsiflex the foot and float it. Fold the heel towards your bum. Keep your thigh lifted. Straighten it back out. Heel to bum. All right. So active foot the whole time. Thigh stays parallel to the floor the whole time. There you go, Francesca. Nice. Getting some sustained effort in your left hip, holding you, and your right hamstring, holding that thigh parallel, and then of course, bending your knee. Push the ground away. I want elbows straight right here. Push it away. There you go. For 4 more. 3, 2, last one. Nice work. And return, settle on back. Interlace your fingers and roller coaster your wrists. All right, we got a grand finale. We're going to do some planking. And we're going to add a down dog to your plank. Come on down to hands and knees. Make sure your toes are tucked here. Toes are tucked. I'm going to show one version. And then if you want to do a level up version, I'm going to show it pretty much right after this. Okay, so no breaks in between. You're going to start in hands and knees for option 1, hands and knees. Push through your toes and bring yourself into your A-frame. Okay, A-frame just means your heels are lifted. Down dog would be trying to lengthen your heels down towards the mat. Okay. Go ahead and bring your knees back to the floor and bring your eyes up. This is where we get that vestibular training effect. Okay, so the eyes are up to start. When you go into your A-frame or down dog, I honestly don't care which one you choose. Turn yourself upside down. That's what I'm caring about here. So we're going to float the knees, push through, look between your knees. Look between your knees, turn yourself upside down, push through the ground, knees come down, and we bring our eyes up. Okay, nice. If you get a little dizzy moment, that's normal, all good. So that's option 1. Option 2 is going from plank to A-frame to plank to A-frame. So we're not dropping the knees every time. Go ahead and move through this. We're going to do it for about 20 more seconds, whichever version you're doing. But I do want eyes up and then eyes between the knees. Eyes up, eyes between the knees, pushing through the ground. You got it. Eyes up, pushing through the knees. You got 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Knees down, sit back, shake out your wrists. Nice job, team. Good work. Let's go ahead and slip back into supine position. You're laying on your back with your knees bent, feet flat. We'll finish how we started. Let your knees fall from right to left. And let's bring in, again, some visual and vestibular training with that. As the knees fall left, turn your head right. As the knees go right, turn your head left. Yeah. This is just kind of a rinse, like rinse out the nervous system, rinse out the effort. Yeah, 2 more. And last one. Good. Go ahead and find a comfortable position to do our post-class reflection. You can do this laying on your back as you are. You can lie on your side. You can roll over onto your stomach. Something that feels comfortable for you to just rest in for about 30 seconds.
Again, we want your body to feel supported and peaceful. So if you feel like you're straining to hold any sort of position, if your neck is feeling strained or your shoulders are feeling strained, pad up with a pillow or some towels. And just focus on slowing down your breath for about 20 more seconds. And last breath there. If you haven't already rolled to your side, roll onto your side and then
Press yourself up to your seated position, nice and easy, letting your blood pressure equalize here. Nice job. And give yourself a round of applause. All right, I'm going to turn off the recording. If you have any feedback, questions, please let me know.